Hello, my dear friends. Today I will show you a recipe for a very delicious meatloaf with onions. Let's start by taking 100 grams of breadcrumbs and pouring a glass of cream over them. Let them soak for 10 minutes. Whisk 2 chicken eggs. This meatloaf turns out very juicy and appetizing, and it's quite simple to prepare. You just need to know a few secrets. I use 2 types of minced meat. 400 grams of chicken mince and 400 grams of pork mince. This combination results in a tender and juicy outcome. Add the beaten eggs to the minced meat. A teaspoon of French mustard. A teaspoon of tomato paste. Black ground pepper. Dried garlic and breadcrumbs soaked in cream. Mix everything thoroughly so that the ingredients combine into a uniform mass. I would be glad if you write in the comments which country you are watching this video from. I am always interested to get to know my viewers better. Also, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is very important and pleasing to me. Finely chop 3 cloves of garlic. Garlic will give our meatloaf a little piquancy and sharpness. Try cooking this dish and treating your loved ones to it. I'm sure they will be absolutely delighted. This meatloaf looks impressive and can even decorate a festive table, becoming the main meat dish on it. Heat vegetable oil in a frying pan and add a piece of butter. With butter, the dish's flavor turns out more tender. Which oil do you prefer for frying? Share in the comments, I'd be very interested to know. Put the chopped garlic into the pan and fry for 1 to 2 minutes until a pleasant aroma of fried garlic appears. This is one of my favorite smells in the kitchen. Take a medium onion and chop it into small pieces. You can also use purple onion or shallots for this recipe. I will be glad if you find time and try to cook this dish. It would be great if you share your impressions of this recipe in the comments. This will be very interesting for me and useful for other viewers who will watch this video. Next, chop the hot chili pepper. I like a spicy note in this dish, but if you don't like spicy food or plan to treat children with this dish, you can exclude this ingredient. Add the chopped chili pepper to the pan with the onions and garlic and fry for about 1 minute. And one more important ingredient for this meatloaf is mushrooms. I have champignons today, but if you have fragrant wild mushrooms, try adding them to this dish. Mushroom taste and aroma combine perfectly with minced meat and onions, making it juicy and very appetizing. Cut the mushrooms into small pieces. Champignons cook quite quickly. If you use other mushrooms, specify their cooking time. Some mushrooms are best soaked or boiled before frying. We add the champignons to the pan with the vegetables and fry for about 10 minutes until the mushrooms are ready. Remove the pan from the heat, cool slightly, and add the fried mushrooms to the minced meat. Well, and of course, let's add fresh herbs. I have parsley today. Cilantro or celery greens would also be excellent. Here you can experiment and add the greens you like best. Thanks to the addition of vegetables and herbs, this meatloaf turns out very appetizing and harmoniously balanced in taste. For me, it is important that the recipes I share with you are not only delicious but also healthy. If you love simple recipes and healthy food, subscribe to our channel. Here you will find a lot of interesting and useful things for yourself. Add the greens and thoroughly mix the resulting mass. I prefer to do this by hand, so I feel that everything is well mixed and I can feel the consistency of the resulting mass. Now we will form the meatloaf. Spread the resulting mixture onto a baking sheet lined with baking paper and shape it into a loaf. It's good to periodically moisten your hands with water so that the minced meat does not stick to them. Then wrap the meatloaf in parchment paper and send it to the oven for 35 minutes. While the meatloaf is baking, I will prepare a very tasty sauce to brush the loaf with, to create an appetizing crispy crust. Mix 2 teaspoons of tomato paste with a teaspoon of French mustard. Add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of honey, and mix until all components are combined. Take the meatloaf out of the oven and unwrap the parchment paper. Inside, the meatloaf is already cooked, but on the outside, it does not yet look very appetizing. We will fix this with the sauce we made. Using a brush, spread the sauce over the meatloaf on all sides. Thanks to this sauce, a beautiful caramelized crust will form on top of the loaf, which will look very appetizing and will add additional flavor nuances to the meatloaf. Send it back to the oven for 15 minutes, no longer covered. Well, the main feature of this meatloaf, without which it would not be so wonderful, is caramelized onions. I recommend you cook this meatloaf precisely with such onions. It's simply an explosion of taste buds. Slice 2 onions into thin half rings. Heat vegetable oil in a pan and add a piece of butter. Add the onions and simmer over low heat for 10 to 15 minutes. The main task is not to quickly fry the onions, but to slowly simmer them in oil, so they become sweet and soft. This is what we need. Here's such a beautiful color the onions get after 15 minutes of frying over low heat. Add a spoonful of sugar to it, to enhance the caramel taste. Add a teaspoon of wine vinegar for a light acidity. Remove from heat and let cool slightly. Take the meatloaf out of the oven. Just look at this appetizing crispy crust. Top with caramelized onions. I would be happy for your likes if the recipe was useful to you and you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about cooking the dish, write to me in the comments and I will gladly answer them. If you like recipes for healthy, simple homemade dishes, subscribe to the channel. Here you will find a lot of interesting things for yourself. Thank you for watching the video, for your likes, comments, and reactions. I wish you a pleasant appetite and see you in the next video.